How's it going, Derek?
Are we live?
We are live.
Is this it?
This is it.
We're in it.
We are launching.
We're in it to win it.
We are in it to win it. This is finally it. 3 weeks in the making.
Yeah.
And here we are tonight.
So just so people understand, from idea to realization,
3 weeks.
We're at about 3 weeks.
And I had this idea for about a year.
Yeah.
A year. And over that time, I had two different people that I wanted to do it with. And for whatever reason, this just didn't work. And then you and I were out in the middle of the parking lot. And I'm like, Derek, I got a crazy fucking idea. You're like, I don't know what it is, but I'm down. I'm
down.
like, I remember that. I'm like, okay, careful, dude. I'm like, we're launching a fucking podcast. And you're like,
totally.
Yes, yes. And I'm like, okay, I guess we're doing it.
Yeah. So, yeah. So from
And it was blowing snow then.
It was hailing sideways that time.
It was one of those days we're outside. And it was just like, oh God, here we go.
But yeah, no, like, I don't know why I just said, yep. And you're like, podcast. I'm like, thank God he said that because I'm not down to commit a murder right now.
Even though that's how we were probably both feeling that day.
Yeah. But yeah, no, like I was right before we got on air, I told Dom, like, you know what? Pat on the back to us. We able to put this together. The amount of money we spent for this whole setup is what people would normally buy one microphone for.
Yeah.
So the fact that we can pull this off is nuts.
And doing it at a time where apparently everybody and their dog is home recording their crap because we cannot find equipment in stock.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
Yeah. Except for Amazon. Shout out Amazon Prime.
And even though it took like a ridiculous amount of time to get it, we still got it.
Yeah, we're waiting on that damn mixer, but everything else came.
Everything else came, and it's like we set it all up. And I guess we should do three massive shout outs to the people that did help us set up.
Shout outs for real.
So shout outs to Joe of Joe DeSanta Music. Shout out to Carlos. Shout out to Maddie. They give us technical support to get this thing up and running because that's the kind of friends that you need around you. And I guess while we're on shout outs, I guess we should hit shout outs to Caitlin, Eric, and all the people at work that have been egging us on for the 3 weeks to get this running.
Yeah, considering we honestly, we're just going like fly by night. We don't know what the hell we're doing.
I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So, shout out to my boy Gers77 at Fiverr who just threw together this freaking logo for us. Like first shot, basically got it.
Looks
like,
outrageous.
Right. And if you guys can see our whiteboard right now, it's got like all our show notes and stuff, but also my ridiculously crude drawing of our logo. And I'm telling you, like, it's exactly what we got.
Except in the picture, you drew yourself looking like Osama bin Laden.
Yeah, I had to get my beard in the spacesuit, and that just didn't come out right.
It still totally worked, though.
It worked. It's
totally
exactly
worked.
what we got.
And we wrote that, we wrote that last week.
We wrote that.
Not even a week ago.
Not even a week ago.
Not even a week ago.
What, 5 days maybe?
4 or 5 days ago. And that was everything we had to do to get started.
Yeah, everything's laid out.
I think we're 3/4 done that.
Yeah.
If not more. So
we're all there. We're all the way down to pilot episode.
This is
this is it.
This is it. As bad as it might be, and I have no idea what it's going to sound like, but you know what? It's going to be pretty cool, and I'm having a pretty good time.
Pilot episode with no pilot, so
we
might crash and burn.
We are drinking
water. We are drinking agua.
We're not drinking water.
We're not drinking water.
We're not drinking
water in it.
There's some water in it, but we're definitely intoxicated in space right now.
Which, isn't too bad. Hey, did you know there's a gigantic alcohol cloud in space somewhere?
Where?
I don't know where. If I knew where, we'd be there. I just remember reading it somewhere. There's like some sort of gigantic alcohol cloud.
Man, space is wicked.
Which should be harvested.
I like how SpaceX just did a launch in the middle of a pandemic and like some of the worst riots in America.
Yeah.
It's like the world's going crazy and they're just like, yep. Peace the fuck out.
Hey,
we'll see you guys.
We're a private company. We're gonna send 2 dudes to space.
Yeah, I mean everybody's fucked up right now. People are just out of jobs and shit.
It's like one of those. Look what I can do.
Yes, even though you shouldn't. Maybe no. I totally still think they should have done it. But it's just interesting timing when everybody's fucked up and you're just like, we'll see you guys from up there. just burned a pile of cash doing this.
Well, that's the thing. If you're a billionaire and you got throwaway money like Mr. Musk over there,
who cares?
why not?
Who cares? What's anybody going to say?
20 billion, whatever.
But to be
Start a
fair,
space
I mean,
company.
they did have 4 major blow-ups across that time.
Oh no, they were planning for that and they were hoping for that because obviously you want
The publicity?
the blow-ups to happen during testing.
Well, yeah.
And that's everything that they would fix along the way. So they weren't upset about the blow-ups at all.
over a length of time.
Yeah.
Like, they were pretty fucking upset the time that it happened.
Of course,
And they
but-
were almost bankrupt. But yeah, I totally see what you're saying.
Yeah.
And that's why it's taken them years to get where they are. So
Well, I actually read that Elon Musk,
where are we going to be in years?
Elon spent so much of his money that he had to borrow money for rent.
Yeah, man. Well, that's
In
the
between SpaceX and Tesla.
Yeah, man.
So
Well, that's the kind of people, like, okay, think about it. How crazy is it to be a business owner on a good day? Wild.
firsthand experience, I can tell you it's
Right.
wild.
And
Yep.
how many employees do you have?
Me.
Okay.
Exactly. So imagine that.
So imagine just running Tesla. Just one company. One.
Yep.
One. Like, now run a company, anybody can tell you, and I wouldn't even know, but if they owned a business, it's just crazy on a good day, irrelevant of how many employees. Now own 2. Now make them like the most technically demanding companies you could pull out of your ass.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, yeah, I'll just run 2 of those. It's like, that's wild. Like,
Yep.
you're not even human.
No.
So he talks about all these machine interfaces, and it's like, you pretty much are one.
Yeah. And these are major corporations that he basically started as a startup.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like he took it ground up,
Yep.
basically on his own.
Yep.
Built it.
From
Just-
money that he made from selling PayPal.
Yeah.
Just let that sink in.
Yep.
Which he took from nothing.
Yeah. And if you watch his interviews, all this guy wants to do is make the world a better place. Like that's all he wants to do. That's why that's why he didn't care about having to borrow money for rent to make
Right.
SpaceX.
Or had the people that were laughing at him for making SpaceX
Yeah.
to begin with, and now first commercial flight ever. So shout outs to Elon.
But that's nuts too. The fact that a private person can do this, but a government funded agency can't or won't just because they don't want to spend the money on it. They don't think it's necessary. They don't think it's interesting. But
I think that the inefficiencies of the government spending is going to be an entire episode between you and I, to be completely honest. We're going to save that one when maybe we're a little bit more sober.
I don't know.
Yeah, let's not hit that one on the first one. But no, it's totally true. I'm so excited for that. I was waiting that one. I was actually disappointed the day that they postponed it.
Yeah.
I had the day off work.
Me too. And that's what I was waiting for.
Oh, man.
16 minutes before launch, they called it for the weather.
That sucked. That sucked. I wanted to.
Understandably.
Yeah, fair enough. But like, it would have been sweet to watch it live. So, I'm excited.
That's something to look forward to.
Interesting. Okay.
So,
what are we
next,
moving on?
This pandemic crap.
Oh
How
my
about
God.
that? I don't know. We went on a tangent right there.
We
weren't
did.
even planning on talking about SpaceX.
But we did, and who cares? Because it's our show. Are we done the pandemic, or like everybody's like protesting and shit? So everybody's touching hands and whatnot. So I think COVID was so like early 2020.
Yeah, it's so 2020. To be honest, like,
We're still in 2020.
dude, yeah, no, 2020 is like, what kind of a throwaway year was this?
All of it.
Like, it's literally, we're halfway through.
Well, we started with World War III on day 2, threats of World War III. Then, but even though this thing kind of started beforehand, it was definitely like, okay, well, this year is going to be something different.
Yeah.
And then everybody was making the drafts into the army memes. Do you remember those at the beginning of the year? Everybody's like, well, if World War III starts, I guess I'm getting drafted.
Yeah.
And it was like, ha ha ha, funny. And next thing you know, we're in the middle of a global pandemic, and everybody's making jokes about China being shut down. Within 2 weeks, everybody was shut down.
Yeah.
Within 3 weeks, our workplaces, not even less than that, our workplace was shut down. And then everything just went batshit crazy.
See, I was lucky. I actually went on vacation, like, while it was happening.
Where'd you
I went
go on
on
vacation?
vacation. My wife and I went to the Bahamas.
When?
This was, when was this? January, February. I remember in the news there was only like 52 deaths at the time.
Okay.
And it was
Okay,
just
so, like,
in China.
early on.
Yeah, it was just
Early
in China.
on.
Like it hadn't really gone anywhere else.
Yep.
Right. So at that time it wasn't a big, hoopla about it.
Right.
It was just having the rumblings of another SARS kind of thing.
Oh shit!
So
yeah,
it was not yet like this
China's
crazy
problem.
pandemic. Yeah. So we went on vacation.
Oh.
When we came back from vacation, like the next day is when they freaking just like shut everything down.
Lucky.
And but also I was just like, if you were gonna be stranded anywhere, the Bahamas probably isn't the worst place.
No.
So, but no, like like honestly, a day or two after we got back, that's when everything shut down.
That's wild.
So we're lucky we squeezed in that vacation.
You did, because you're not going to be flying anywhere for some time. At least the same way you did back then.
Yeah.
It was crazy for me because the first thing I was watching it, and I was kind of again listening to it on the news before it kind of blew up, and the next thing you know, I'm seeing a article about an Italian town, and I'm like, holy shit, that's my hometown. That's my fucking hometown. Like the place that they said was like the hotspot of that little outbreak was where I used to get my Pokemon cards when I was a kid.
Okay.
So I'm looking at it, I'm like, what the fuck? So I start looking this up, and I'm seeing, the next article that I looked at was they shut down the town within another day of this happening. I see a house in the background of the interview of this news interview where they're interviewing the Carabinieri, which are the military state police.
Can I say that again?
Carabinieri.
If you can see my hand motion as I'm saying this.
He's saying what the fuck in Italian. The house in the background is the house of our family friends that I stayed at in 2017.
Yeah.
So I get on Facebook to her, and I'm like, please tell me that's not your house. Please tell me. So the house that I stayed, the family friends, were the first house inside the town of that checkpoint. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck is this? And she said, yeah, it's going on. I'm like, this is crazy. So I called my mom, let her know. This was like early March, like second week of March. And then we got shut down within 2 weeks. And I'm like, oh God, this is crazy, because we still have things going on regarding to us back there. And I'm like, well, this is going to throw an entire wrench in our of our things going on there. And then it's like, well, it doesn't even matter because we're shut down here too. So it's not like anybody's moving. And then the whole world just went to shit.
Also, wasn't it like, it was just amazing to see how fast it spread.
Dude.
Like, you would
wildfire.
think, 3-4 weeks, a month, couple months, it'll hit no, dude, like 3, 4, 5 days, and it was just
and
global.
It did hit everywhere. Now, the thing that we can look at it, fast forward 3 months. Yeah, fast forward 3 months, March, April, May, June, is that it never ended up to be the boogeyman that everybody thought it was.
Yeah,
in my opinion. In my opinion. It's still fucked up, and like certain parts of the world are just taking a beating right now. Like Brazil's getting bent over, for lack of a better statement, for a variety of reasons, which we're not necessarily going to get into because we just don't know. But it's still not over. But as far as the more developed countries, like it was never the mass chaos, destruction, apocalypse that people thought it was going to turn into.
So I think a little bit is, it's okay. We'll call it a pandemic. It's serious.
Yep.
I understand.
Like people are dying.
Definitely people are dying. Okay. But on the other hand, how much of it is also just like the media?
Oh, all of it.
Just
hyping the shit out of it.
Right. Because that's what they do on a normal day. So hand them a pandemic. What do you think they're going to do? They're
Make money.
They're going to throw gas on the fire.
Oh God. As big as you can. Get the ratings sky high. How do you get ratings? Fear. You got a pandemic that can kill people? Sell it, push it, move it, blow it up. Just blow it up. So, and next thing you know, more people are dying of suicide with, how can you say, direct and indirect causes to this than actually people dying in the hospitals in certain parts of the world that we know of this far.
Yep.
And we're not even, like the economy hasn't even opened back up fully. And then it's going to be a shit show. You and I get to see shit shows
on the daily.
Every day. Every day.
Just local, small town. And just the way the people are reacting. Like what I usually say is the humanity or lack thereof during this pandemic is unreal.
Yep.
Kind of disappointing for, you would think us Canadians, we're, polite people, kind, friendly. Throw that all out the window during this pandemic. It's everyone for themselves.
Yep.
The humanity is gone. Some people, like we had discussed right before is they say thank you for being here. You know, when
Yep.
we're at work, they're like, thanks for being here. Thanks
Yep.
for keeping it open. Thanks for keeping things running. You know, they're happy we're here. You
Yep.
know, they're making the most of it.
Yep.
Because they understand we're all in this together.
Yes.
On the other hand, complete 180, you'll have someone come in and they're just mad at the world because
Yep.
apparently this whole pandemic is only happening to them.
Yes. And I guess we should explain that you and I have a similar job, and our job is to kind of direct people and give instructions.
Yeah.
And we're usually the first people that
I call it traffic triage.
yes,
Just right.
Yes, because that's what we do, move people in different directions.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, because you and I work opposite shifts. I get told to go fuck myself at least one time a day. Minimum.
Oh, for sure.
Minimum.
Yeah.
Like just outright fuck off.
Yep.
And it's like, dude, like, did I shoot your dog? Like, how did I earn, or how does anybody else here earn that
Much animosity for, you know, keeping
a basic instruction?
we're keeping the store. It doesn't need to be open. The store doesn't need to be
No.
open. No one needs to be working there right now.
No.
You know, I know there's a lot of people that are working there because they have to.
I do.
They obviously make more on their paychecks than they would if they were to collect their CERB check for the
CERB,
month,
yep.
right? So I don't know. Like, the appreciation is greatly appreciated by us, but then at the same time, just
Yeah.
how some people can be just so
Terrible.
mean,
Miserable.
and rude. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah,
like,
it
there's
is.
probably more fights happening in between, like between customers than there is from like a customer being rude to us, because we kind of just, you know, throw it away. It doesn't
whatever.
doesn't bother. Yeah, whatever. But then there'll be a customer that'll stand up for us, and
Yeah.
that's where all the fights are happening.
Yes.
Are actually in between the customers.
That
They're
usually
coming to-
happens once a day minimum for me.
It's crazy. Yeah, and they're saying the same things we're doing. They're like, listen, man, like, this is,
Just do it.
yeah, like, just everyone's in this together. You know, they're trying their best. You know, the store doesn't have to be open. These people don't have to be here. So I don't know where all this anger is. Well, my theory is these are people that throughout their whole life have never been that person to speak up or get angry or cuss someone out or be rude to employees of a store.
Yep.
Now they're using the pandemic as an
a cover.
excuse.
Yep.
Right? Like, this is the reason. This is it. Now I get to do it.
Yep.
Right? And to them, it's
Justifiable.
justifiable.
And it's not. On the other token, on the flip side of that coin, is we don't know necessarily what's going on with
their life.
with their life. Like, they could have literally just shut down their business.
Mm-hmm.
Their spouse could have left them. Their kids are probably running them wild at home. Like, this is month 3, you're home with kids. So you're probably fucked up on a good day. Like, alcohol consumptions are all-time high. There's still massive lineups outside the liquor stores. So that's a classic depressant. So we don't know. We can only assume. But a balanced human being, a balanced individual will be like, okay, I got a fucked up situation here. I understand I got to fix it. However, it is not for me to dump and shit on somebody that I quote unquote can, simply because I can get away with it, quote unquote. And it goes back to what you were saying. It's like, this gives them an excuse to drop their bullshit on somebody else. It's like, no, dude,
Exactly.
that's yours. You can keep that somewhere else. And you know what? Actually, when the store was closed and we were doing alternative sales, I found it actually more enjoyable. I found it actually easier.
I quite enjoyed that.
I quite enjoyed that too.
When we actually opened the store, I was
pissed.
missing it.
Yes.
I was missing it.
And again, you and I had the same job, just direct cars, direct traffic.
Yep.
And that was straightforward. And there were so fewer altercations.
I think so, yeah.
There were fewer altercations.
In fact, like, we had probably more like, we're getting a lot of compliments now about how we're running,
We are.
know, our place of work and
Yes.
stuff like that. There's people that say they don't go anywhere else because they keep coming to our store because they see how well organized it is and stuff like that.
How organized the chaos is.
Yeah, so even during that alternative way we were doing the business before,
Yep.
we were getting, I think, even more compliments.
Yes.
Right? And I don't know. I think you and I are similar in the way we interact with these people, where you kind of try to throw in a little bit of, you know, like I said before, a little bit of humanity.
Yep.
You want to throw in a little bit of camaraderie. You
Understanding.
joke around with them. Yeah, like, you try to make it
generally speaking, you and I have like the best positive customer experiences.
Yeah.
Not that I'm bragging against anybody else, but it's like you and I are the ones that joke around the most with customers.
Yeah.
Within reason, obviously.
Yeah. And we get repeat customers, and
We
they
do.
recognize us, and they remember us.
They do.
And it's the same, like, oh yeah, and you have like these kind of almost inside jokes with some of them because it's just things you've said to them before, right?
Yep. And you might see some every other day. You might see some in a couple weeks, but they'll recall this one event. It's actually funny now that I recall an event. For 3 straight days, customers brought us donuts.
Yeah.
And were you there the one time that the lady brought us donuts, but she was at the wrong location?
Story, yep.
Yeah. So this lady brought us donuts to thank us for our work, except she was actually at the wrong location for her order. Unfortunately, one of the guys started eating said donuts. So somebody else, shout out to Kyle, had to go and tell this lady, I'm sorry, you're at the wrong location, but we started eating your donuts. And I swear, this kid, I got to call you out, dude. This kid he's got red hair, was wearing a red shirt, and he was just as red in the face. I hate to do this to you on the radio, but dude, it was just hilarious. And then our manager catches wind of that about halfway through, and he's like, wait, what? We had to tell him, and like everybody was just pissing themselves laughing. But like those were cool customers.
Yeah.
And that's on one side of the distribution curve. That's who we've enjoyed with. And then the majority are within plus or minus of the average on the distribution curve. And like we were just talking about, you have the ones at the very on the far end. However, a minority, they're still potent enough to just really shake your head at.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
Well, we do understand it.
Well, I get it.
We just can't reason for us to do the same behavior.
Exactly. But that's the thing too, is that, you know, we obviously we don't take it personally because, like you said before, we don't know what their story is.
No, we don't know anybody's story.
Everyone's got a story.
No one knows our story.
Yeah, exactly. So, you know, they can be mad at me.
Yep.
I don't care.
Yeah, it's just and we've been doing it so long that it just comes irrelevant.
Yeah. Well, even I don't know. I guess that I can talk about a little, like, what I normally do for work is so yeah, like one just repeating again, like, say, not knowing people's stories. It's normally Dom knows this, maybe some other people obviously in the store know this, but what I normally do for work is that I arrest people who end up stealing.
Yes. And
same situation.
And you're you are legally allowed to do so.
Legally allowed to do so, licensed, everything.
Yep.
Good to go. So yeah, like, I don't know their story. They obviously, you know, have these decisions that they make where it includes having to steal something. Maybe they don't have the money for it. Maybe it's for feeding their habit, drug habit, alcohol habit, whatever it is. So yeah, I don't take anything personally. If I go out to arrest them and they start fighting back,
that's different.
Yeah, no. Like, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
just
so
like,
I can
like now you're in a physical altercation.
Yeah, but also that's just human nature.
Yes,
that's fight or flight.
Yeah,
I understand that as well.
Yeah,
that's why I don't take it personally.
Right.
So they can literally fight with me out in the parking lot. Then I can get them back in the store, and I'll sit across from them.
Kind of watched you do a little bit of that yesterday, to be honest.
Yeah. I'll sit across from them, and I'm talking to them normally, just like this, right? Yep. I'm not raising my voice. I'm just talking to them normally. I'm asking them their information, whatever. I don't take it personally because I don't know their story. How do I know I wouldn't be doing what they're doing?
Right.
Or worse.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Everyone's human. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone has their issues, their
tough
problems,
times,
everything.
Yep.
So I never take it personally. So if they, resist, or if they come in cooperatively, I treat them exactly the same when we're back in the office. Like, that's something you gotta take in hand too, right?
Yep.
Like,
I remember a couple of years ago, I think you caught somebody trying to steal a kiddie pool. You remember that?
Oh, dude, there's so many.
What
was this one? You gotta refresh my memory.
It was just a kiddie pool. Like, you saw this lady stealing an inflatable kiddie pool.
That's the one. Okay.
And then everybody was like, all the staff members said, I wish we would have known. I would have just bought it for you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like you said that, I said that, a couple other people like individually said that, like not even collectively, just individually said like that's messed up. Like if your kids need that, like instead of doing it that way that you went about it, we would have just bought it for you. Like had I known, I would have done it. I'd be like, I don't care. I'm doing this for your kids.
Yeah.
But and again, we don't know anybody's stories. We're not pretending that we do. We're just seeing what's in front of us. And I think you and I are going to see a bunch more because we're nowhere near
the end of this.
No.
And
no one's changing our jobs, our responsibilities anytime soon. Unfortunately, I don't know. I kind of enjoy what I do.
I like it.
I
like the interaction with people.
So do I.
Normally don't get to do that.
Well, it's actually interesting because, and like I don't even think you know this. First of all, I don't even know how long we are in this. To be completely honest,
I have no idea.
So
did we even start a timer?
I don't know. I don't know how to tell timer on that software.
I don't know.
Either way, we're rolling with it.
Yeah, and we got like no view to the outside. Can't see the angle
I
guess
sun. I guess we should describe where we're at. We're in my house, in my basement, and I have a bunch of lights on. I have a lot of lights.
There's like Christmas lights. There's like underlighting on the desk.
Like
it looks like we're in a space. Like
it does.
Like we're in a
my
spaceship.
entire PC glows like a spaceship.
Yeah, like you have underlighting right now under your face.
Yeah,
like
so do you.
Underlighting,
and it's like perfect.
It's great.
It's perfect.
It's like this ambiance of.
It's a benefit of having ADHD. You just really enjoy lights. So, I mean,
there's another way you can really enjoy lights, but that's another another topic.
Oh, we're gonna save that one for a while.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
We're gonna be saving that one. So for everybody that knows what we're talking about, just hang on.
Hang in there. You know that poster with the cat hanging on a clothesline? Just hang in there.
Hang in there.
Hang in there.
That one's gonna be touchy and tricky and full with a lot of life experiences.
That might be.
We should jot that one down eventually.
We should put that on the whiteboard.
I guess
we should of a whiteboard.
Well, we should plan things.
We should really plan things. This was not planned.
No, I thought we were gonna butcher it on the first one.
Hardly planned.
Well,
I mean, we got scribbles on a whiteboard.
Well, we got scribbles on this paper.
We got scribbles on that paper.
We do.
Yeah.
But that's kind of the story of my life because I don't plan jack shit. I don't plan anything, and I just kind of wing it.
No, this is good.
Did I tell you I winged the English language?
You winged the English language?
Yeah, man. I came here in 2001 in August, and I barely knew any English.
How old were you?
9.5.
You were 9.5.
I was
just a young lad.
Just a young lad. And I went into grade 5.
Yeah.
Without knowing English. Like I knew what a bus was, but like the buses back home look different.
Yeah.
My mom just put you in a bus like this one's gonna take you to school. Like
yeah. So you were
you have to go and figure.
So
it
you
out.
were still like macchina.
Yeah, I knew what that was.
Yeah, the macchina.
That's a word I knew, and it's like if you can wing an entire language, you can wing anything.
Fake it till you make it.
I don't remember faking it.
I don't know what that means.
I thought I've
heard people say it before.
Yeah, but it's like that's a bad way to live.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah, face it.
Caught it.
Face it till you make it.
Face it till you make it.
Yes.
What if you just do it? Do it to it. I'm starting a new one. You're gonna do it to it.
I'm gonna let you roll it down.
Do that one? I don't know. Fake it till you make it.
Well, we're faking. No, we're not faking it right now. This is actually pretty good.
We got microphones that are connected into a box with flashing lights,
and everything looks legit.
That means something.
Like it sounds legit. It's probably garbage, but I like it.
Is.
I'm having a great time
until we listen back to this and cut out maybe 90% of it.
I don't know. It's pretty good.
It's literally going to be like this podcast is going to be episode 1. It's going to be like, hey, we're Dom and Derek, and then I don't even think we did that.
We did that.
Did we say we're Dom and Derek? And this
we did.
Spaced out.
We didn't say that.
We didn't say any of that.
We didn't say that.
Well, but we're doing it. We're going to splice it to the front.
No,
let's pretend like we're starting it again.
Just leave it right in the middle.
Hey, do it to it. Dom and Derek, spaced out.
This is it. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast. We're 45 minutes in. Welcome to the podcast, guys. On
good intro. We'll get that right like third or fourth.
We're gonna get that right. Never. I don't think we're ever gonna do that.
But we don't have to get it right.
We're gonna jump into just talking every time.
We can because it's our own show.
Macchina.
How sick is podcasting though?
I like this. This is fun.
Like think about it. In the vast human experience, the only time that you could get knowledge at the drop of a hat was to read a book, like on your own terms.
Gotcha.
Right? You just pick up a book and you absorb knowledge. However, you can't multitask, but you can with the podcast. Especially now that we're not doing any video; it's just audio. you can do this while doing a million different things.
Cleaning your house,
Yes. Driving, working out, running,
treadmill,
anything.
disposing of a body, whatever.
Whatever.
You're in, well, you know, do it to it, whatever you're into.
Whatever works for you.
You know,
Whatever floats your boat.
just, you know, fake till you make it.
Or sinks your dead bodies.
And, you know, eat your vitamins, whatever.
Vitamin D is big.
Vitamin D, you know what? Vitamin D is big.
Vitamin D is big.
There's
I watched the whole podcast on vitamin D.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that one on Joe Rogan, right?
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
I haven't seen that one yet.
It's
where
good.
she says like, it's
She
a
goes like
lifesaver.
on a rant, and like if I wasn't outside for like 5 hours a day baking away, I got a bitchin' farmer tans on, and I look like a raccoon without my glasses.
Me too. Yeah, we got that. Both of us, because we're always outside. We have that weird fucking suntan.
Yeah,
just right across.
it's
the
weird,
nose.
and it's like we don't have anywhere to hide either outside. It's just we're exposed, so we get plenty of vitamin D. But to all the other motherfuckers, get some vitamin D.
Yeah, apparently it's a lifesaver.
It is a lifesaver. It makes sense.
It makes you feel good.
I actually analyzed the times of my life where I felt the worst,
Yeah.
and I realized that's the times that I was having the least amount of sunlight and taking in the least amount of vitamins. And the times of my life that I was on point is the ones that I was taking in the most amount of vitamin D.
Yeah.
I don't know how subjective that conclusion or how can you say causality?
Causality.
Thank
Macchina.
Macchina.
Um,
You son of a bitch.
no, but isn't that what they call seasonal depression? Like during the winter, you're depressed. Maybe that has something to do with lack of vitamin D.
Oh, 100%. That is totally a thing.
Right.
Totally a thing. But it's just even the times that I was not seasonally depressed, quote unquote, and I was taking good supplements, I was eating well, I was working, like I was doing a whole bunch of other things that can kind of lead me to a biased evaluation of that. But it lends itself to like maybe that was like an underlying element of it, and especially the way that she kind of talks about it in that podcast.
Yeah.
This is Dr. Rhonda something.
Yeah. He's had her on the show a few times.
And it's like, get your vitamin D, kids. It helps against corona.
Yeah. I love that stuff. Like diet and how it affects your body and how you can tweak like one thing and it just like fixes you.
Even though you and I eat completely different.
We have completely, if people don't know, we have completely different diets.
I think you should elaborate on that.
Okay. So from what I can tell, from what my co-host here tells me, he survives on nothing but pizza.
I eat a lot of garbage.
Like nothing. Yeah.
I not just nothing but that, even though everybody assumes that. I made some bitchin' grilled cheese today.
Ew.
Don't eat with that.
Was it bread? Did you have bread? Like slices of bread?
Yeah. What else would you make it with?
I don't know.
Anyway, it was good. But yeah, Derek is correct. And from what I can tell about my co-host is like he'll go on extensive rants how certain portions of his plate are always salads.
And
And then there's the vegetable.
The veggies.
And then there's the meat, which is like the size of your fist.
Yeah.
And then the one time you and I actually sat on lunch together, which has only happened, I think, twice in our history. You had like homemade pizza, and that was like your cheat meal.
That was my cheat meal.
And it was like thin crust, some hippie crust material.
Yeah.
Packed with vegetables. Like that's that's like the healthiest thing that I would eat all week.
Yeah.
And that's your cheat meal.
Yeah.
So
the crust was made of your hopes and dreams.
My hopes and dreams is I wouldn't eat that pizza, to be completely
it was
honest with you.
delicious.
I don't like
Let me
vegetables
tell
on
you.
pizza. You put pineapple in your pizza, wouldn't you?
I probably would if I did.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you?
Yeah. No, like I eat like really clean, like literally no carbs, vegetables, tons of veggies, salad, and a moderate amount of protein.
Moderate
amount. Yeah, you don't want to go too high in the protein because your body does something weird. If you eat too much protein, it actually converts it to sugar.
Yeah, I don't ever think I had that problem.
Moderate amounts of protein.
I used to like train aggressively for years, and this is like 2 years ago. I did it for about 3 years. I was eating very healthy all the time for, I guess, that entire time span, and like I was very physically fit. If anybody knew me, I think you knew me at that time, but like we definitely weren't hanging out.
No,
but I
didn't like you at the time because you were all like, macchina. No, nah.
This was like 3 years ago, Derek, not 18.
I don't know. I just like saying macchina. It's fun. Italian words. Italian words are fun.
I don't know any in Portuguese.
I don't know any Portuguese either. Oh yeah, I'm Portuguese. My background is Portuguese.
Yeah.
And Dom is I guess Italian.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear you're Portuguese though.
I'm sorry too.
It's not your fault.
It's not anyone's fault.
I used to work with the Portuguese guy, and him and I used to get into it all the time about and people thought that we were legitimately
Arguing?
yes,
Yeah.
because he's about 5 foot something that looks like a pit bull, and you can get him going at the drop of a hat, and people thought that we were legitimately arguing. It's like, no, this is how our races talk to each other.
Exactly. No. Yeah, people always say that. They're like, "Why are you yelling?" I'm like, "I'm not yelling. This is how Portuguese people speak."
People say that to me. It's like, you have a really loud voice. Like, yes.
Yeah.
So does everybody else that I know is Italian.
Yeah. Like if you were to walk by like my parents' house, like back when I was a kid, and you heard yelling, that wasn't yelling. That was a friendly conversation.
Yes. I
Right?
think people are culturally insensitive.
I think so.
Even though everybody wants to be culturally sensitive.
Yeah.
Well, I guess no one's going to be traveling for a bit. So we're going to become more insensitive.
What were we talking about before this?
I don't know.
Diet.
Diet.
And food.
Yeah, your like obsession with food and my lack of... I don't understand food. Okay.
Okay.
I understand growing food. I shouldn't say that because my garden looks like trash.
Oh, I just saw your post today. It looked like a pile of dirt.
It does, because nothing grew because I use shit seeds. However, I got in the game late, and I don't want to talk about it. I'm a little sore about that. However, I understand agriculture way above your average person. Like, I'm very educated in agriculture, even though I have no formal education. It's just I grew up on a farm. I taught myself the entire time. And it has nothing to do with farm sim, so don't fucking laugh at me.
Yeah.
But I don't understand food prep. Like, I got spoiled.
Yeah.
It's like, my mom can cook.
Yeah.
Can't cook, man. And I lived at home for 20 years. I didn't have to touch shit. My mom left for 6 months. My sister was in charge, quote unquote, of cooking. She didn't cook for shit.
Okay.
My mom came back and tore a strip off her because it was her job.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm like, You like, you tell her. And it's just, I never
You never
learned.
Never learned.
Never learned and never really cared to learn.
Do you
and
think that's something you would like to do or would like to learn?
to learn?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Well, I don't.
like when this kind of bullshit goes over, I want to learn how to actually cook some Italian foods that I know, like my friend's dad knows how to do like exquisitely well. And like those are like local ethnic dishes from back home that he knows how to do that I want to learn how to do, because once you lose that touch,
Yeah. See, that's funny because
you're not going to find it.
I tried to make this Portuguese dish. It was like maybe a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago. It's called feijão. It's beans. It's basically like Portuguese baked beans.
It's not made with fish?
No.
Oh, okay.
We like just to throw fish in everything.
I was just asking.
Yeah, glass of water, throw sardine.
Anyway, this
Dude, I love sardines. Tangent. Anyways, yeah, so it's like this baked bean dish, right? And like you said, my mom can cook freaking Portuguese food like no one's business.
Yep.
I tried to recreate this dish. I asked her how to make it, blah, blah, blah. And here's the other thing about freaking... You probably have the same problem. I don't know if you would have the same problem because you wouldn't ask your mom for recipes, but
No.
There's no measurements.
No.
Everything's by eye. So for me to ask my mom how to make a recipe,
Just a little bit of this.
a little
bit of that.
it's not
like,
even.
Mom,
she
I don't know
can't-
what a little bit is.
Yeah, it's not a teaspoon, a cup. It's none of that. She
It's
goes,
just
"Oh,
like-
it's by eye." I'm like, "How does that help me
Do anything.
in trying?" Yeah. So okay. So besides that, I get her rinky-dink freaking recipe
Yep.
of a little bit of this, a little bit of that. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try this. Dude, this thing was so far different than what she made. I looked at this thing and I'm just like, what was the point of even this?
Yeah.
It was nothing like close to what she made. Like same ingredients and everything like that, but I don't know what it is about just like these older Italian and Portuguese ladies that
It's
their touch.
It's just what it is.
they got the magic.
It is, because like I did once attempt to cook some pasta the same way that my mom did it, and it might have looked all right the first time. It would have gone through a dog's stomach.
Okay.
It was just trash.
Yeah.
And it's like after that, it's just like, ugh, okay, well, let's not try that one again. So guess we're ordering food tonight.
Yeah. I don't know.
That
I
was
can't
like
do
15
it.
years ago.
Everything I try to recreate or redo that my mom's ever done, I can't. It's just I try to follow the same.
Well, because they've done it like twice
Yeah.
a day for every day for the last
And these are dishes.
30, 40 years.
And these are dishes like I've helped her make.
Yeah.
Like I've helped. Like I've always been like growing up. I was her helper in the kitchen. Like that's how.
Well, I wish that would have been me, except there's like, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Get out. Okay.
Yeah,
Not a
but
problem.
like,
I'll
but
go wait.
But even now, just I like to cook. It's to me, it's creative because I'm not. I wouldn't call myself an artist. I like to draw and paint.
All
Right? I do some cool stuff. Right? And I think cooking is that. It's like creative. Did you just point to my drawing on the thing?
I did. Well,
that was haphazardly made.
it's better than what I could do.
Drawing.
I'm not creative artistically.
Yeah.
Like I understand measurements exquisitely. I can work in imperial or metric.
Yeah.
But I cannot be creative in the kitchen. I'll help. Like, to me, cooking is like a chore, and it's not a chore I like to do.
Oh.
It's just, that's how I feel about it.
I think I don't know. I like it. I like that you get all these different pieces. Like, you're gonna chop this, do that, chop this, prepare that, season this, do that, and then at the end you combine all that stuff to make it a dish.
Yep.
And like, I go as far as like even plating, like making sure it looks good on the plate, like plating it. Because like I said, it's supposed to look good. Like, it's like an art piece. You gotta. But that's just me. I also have OCD.
So do I.
So maybe that's part of it. Oh. Here we go. So we're gonna edit the shit out of this.
We're not touching this.
Nothing.
We're not touching any of this.
One shot. Just put it up.
On the opposite end, I could really go into extensive details about the corn, wheat, soybean rotation, but I have no idea how to cook any of it. So that's why it's a team effort. It's a team effort, and that's why I just buy other people's food that they make for me.
Oh yeah, that's why my Sunday night dinners at my mom are the best, because she just sends all these leftovers.
Yes,
and we don't have to cook.
I lived on leftovers. My mom, except I haven't gone to see her for a bit because of this bull. Well, I shouldn't say bullshit, because of this situation.
Yeah.
But she's next day that I'm off, which was today, except we're doing this right now. I'm gonna go there for dinner and actually enjoy a proper home cooked meal that I haven't received in 3 months. So. I guess everybody's looking forward to shit like that.
Yeah.
I see people starting to do that already, though. I would have done it today. Like, social distancing.
Dude, there's still people getting together. People getting together.
But like a couple months ago, you would have been called out socially if you did that. Like, you would have been socially shamed.
Yeah.
If you did, like, I saw you hanging out with people.
Oh, dude, like I told you a few weeks ago.
The one time you got the call.
We got the cops called on
you.
Us.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me explain the situation. It's my mother-in-law's birthday, so we all head over there. I think the limit for the group is like 5 now, like limit of 5. There happen to be, I think, 6 or 7 of us. But she had one of these patio sets, like one of those outdoor sofa sets that can be separated into individual pieces. So each couple live, they live together, so they're allowed to be together. Each couple had their own chair. Right? And we're all social distance apart in this big backyard. And then we had a food table. So we're all social distanced on our own couches. We took turns going up to the food table to grab food, and then we'd go sit back down on our couch. Right? So we're being distant and reasonable. I understand we were above the limit, but by 2. And it wasn't like a raging party like other people have, like that one in Brampton where there's like 100 people or whatever. Idiots. Okay? So there's 7 of us celebrating a birthday. One of her neighbors called
on private property.
On private property. One of the neighbors called the police on us and said, there's a party happening in the backyard. Because that's what the cop told us. He said, one of your neighbors called and said there was a party. So they didn't explain it was 6 or 7 people.
Spread 6 feet apart.
Taking turns going up to the food table.
Right.
And here's the kicker. They saw my sister-in-law come out with the birthday cake. With the candles, us singing happy birthday.
My favorite part is what the cop told you.
Yeah, so the cop ends up coming, like, they got called. They show up. They have to show up. He didn't want to show up. They had to. He comes and he walks into the back and he's like, guys, listen. No one's getting a ticket. Someone called. Obviously, there's a lot of windows back here. Just take it inside. That cop gave 0 shits. Because to him... First off, it's a waste of his time. Show up.
Yep.
Okay?
And resources.
Let's just put that there. It's a waste of his time. It's a waste of his time to show up. It would have been even more of a waste of his time to write a ticket. Because that's a lot of paperwork. Even a ticket alone is a lot of paperwork. But he was so cool. And he's just like, someone called and said there was a party. They didn't say how many. They didn't say whatever. They didn't give any details.
Right.
Said,
and they don't know, so they have to investigate.
So they have to come investigate. So he walked back there and he was just like, he literally saw at the time, I think was only like 4 of us in the back. like on our phones, like socially distanced in this gigantic backyard. And this cop like was honestly like, he was upset that he even had to come. So he just said, guys, just move it inside. So we moved it inside. And then guess what? Social distance inside too, right? She's got 2 couches. Two couples took the couches. She's got this huge freaking kitchen table. Distance on the kitchen table. Like,
I think it's jealousy. Like somebody saw you doing something that they couldn't do themselves, and they're like, "Fuck this, we're gonna rat."
that was killer. That was just killer.
I remember how upset you were about it because I think you and I were supposed to do something that day, and then you had to go to that.
Yeah.
But it was either we had to do something that like after you're just like, I gotta deal with this bullshit, and then the next day you were just like, what the fuck
I was
that?
like, Dom, I gotta tell you what happened.
Yeah, I'm just like, dude, this sounds like that's ridiculous. I think it's just jealousy. Like literally somebody saw you being social.
Yeah. No, no, that's what it was. Like, I think like people look for a win.
Yes.
Okay? Whatever it may be, however little of a win it may be.
Both in the micro and in the macro.
Yeah. It's just to make themselves feel better.
Yes.
But during that time or whatever.
That usually means you have a pretty shitty life.
Exactly. Yeah, no. People thrive on that shit. Like the people that lose their shit
they survive on that shit. They don't.
They wake up in the morning and they're
thrive
just
on
like, I'm gonna fucking rip a new one to that Starbucks barista
because
of whatever.
Because
what
my
they'll
job
look for
is
things.
shit. My life is shit. And my home. And again, I'm just.
Yeah, like you can tell, like there are people that they just go out and
Yep.
they look for things to complain about.
And when you see them, and we see them all the time, especially you and I, it's like, okay,
Yeah, man.
enjoy your life, dude.
Cool.
Like you're clearly killing it.
Yep.
And again, and I'm not saying that with like a negative tone or like an underlying sass. It's just like you do you.
Yeah.
I don't think it's really working for you, but you can keep on doing it.
And who knows? Maybe they need it. Just give them that win. Just
Should
give
we?
it. Give it to them.
I don't know. I've been coming more. First of all, I started to drink. This is beer 12 of this pandemic. Just to deal with that's my coping mechanism.
I thought we were going to say beer 12 of today.
No,
I would
no,
have been
no.
like...
No, man. I don't. This is going to be the only one for a day. But I've learned to be more... Like, I've been a better conversationalist. Like, not in an argumentative format.
No.
But, like, I've been hell of a lot better at confrontations in the past 3 months than I've ever been in my entire life.
Yep.
Like, I feel good. Like, I shouldn't say I feel good, but like, like when shit kicks off, and it kicks off every day with you and I,
Yep.
it's like, okay, let's just go through the motions. Let's go through the steps.
Exactly.
This isn't anything new. It's like I have a confidence that I never had before.
Yeah.
Because I never had these amount of confrontations.
Yeah.
It's like, here we are every day with confrontations.
Do you want to know why? It's because we're able to put things in perspective.
Yes.
We're going to be like...
It's all relative.
Yeah. To us, it's like, well, is this a big deal?
No.
Does it affect me? No.
No.
Am I going to hold on to this?
No.
You know what I'm going to do? In 5 minutes, I'm going to forget this even happened.
Because somebody will probably start that in about an hour.
Yeah.
So we're just going to go through all the steps again. And at the end of the day, yeah, it kind of sucks. It's like I come home all like, ugh. But then it's like, well, my garden looks like shit again.
Yeah.
But I started to garden just to be like, I'm going to do something else when I come home.
Yeah.
And it's like, or some days, like what we're doing now, it's like now we have like...
An outlet?
Yes. And it's like, you might be hearing this for about an hour, but it might take us about 3 to 4 hours plus per week to get it right, to pre-produce, post-produce, to set up. So like, and that's 2 days out of our week that we're kind of allocating to it. And on that bombshell, I think we're at like 40 minutes.
Are we?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest. We're in space, dude. I don't know what direction we went.
Guys,
or what time.
I don't know if you can tell, guys. We're in a spaceship.
We're in a very well lit room, let me tell you. I guess when we do audio, if we ever get that big, so definitely support our channel. You'll see what we actually look like and what the spaceship looks like. Or maybe we can do a selfie after. Let's do one. Okay.
We're gonna do a selfie?
Yeah. We got to show people what we got.
All right. Or we can just show them that crummy little picture I have. That looks close. That looks just like us.
It looks... Yeah, you look like Osama bin Laden.
It does. And the front guy looks like a toilet with his toilet. It looks like a toilet with the toilet seat up.
It does. Anyway, should we call it for the first time? I didn't think we were gonna get it right the first time, but I think we knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, there might have been some bumpy parts along the way.
But who cares?
Yeah, it was actually quite free flowing. We hit on how many topics just
a lot.
I think we had one thing jotted down.
One which we kind of stuck to for like 5 minutes.
A little bit. We're all over the place.
We're all over the place right now.
At least we know. Yeah, it's cool.
Okay, well,
it works.
It does work.
Yeah, the lights are still flashing.
So, well, thank you guys if you still made it to the end. We appreciate the hell out of listening to us on our first episode. We were hitting for half an hour, and I think we've gone well above that. So we definitely appreciate it if you listen. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're one of the store crew, we appreciate you guys nagging us on to actually pull this off. So we'll see you on the next space flight.